Still looks pretty much the same, looking great as ever. You've even been in world-class pro wrestling, which I work with now down in Texas for Jerry Bostic.
Oh,
Seen some of your
yeah.
matches.
Oh, he's great. He's great. So
But
great.
Victoria, Lisa Marie, Varen, wonderful to finally get you on here. You've been very
Sorry, I ditched out. We were supposed to do the interview last night, but we did a virtual signing, and I wanted to give you 100% of me, and I was not going to be peppy last night. It was like past my bedtime. I'm one of those people that go to bed at 7:30 p.m.
Oh, really?
I do. I'm an old fart now.
So you're in the gym at 4 a.m.?
No.
No.
This gym thing. What is this? This word? I don't think. Yeah.
Well, you look like
you
you're
showed up. Look, Alex. Hey, Alex, say hi.
Good
say
morning,
Hannibal.
Lisa
Good morning. Say hi to Hannibal.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Oh, hello. How's it going?
All right, man. What's going on in Canada?
It's
just cold weather
and sunny.
Yeah.
It's sunny. Look how sunny it is there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Lucky.
I've got a friend here helping me too, my dog.
Oh.
How old is your dog?
She's 9.5.
Oh my gosh.
Piper is her name.
What's her name?
Piper.
Oh my God. After Roddy?
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah. And she does have the same personality, but she's being good right now.
Yeah, she could probably cut a mean ass promo.
Yeah.
Right?
She's fearless.
Yeah. I have two. My one is Levy and one is Sheldon after being Big Bang Theory. So I'm one of the nerd sides. I'm the nerdy kind of shows. Yes.
So one thing I didn't know until yesterday is you were actually a bodybuilder before you got into wrestling. Could you tell us a bit about that?
I did bodybuilding for my first competition. Little bit too. I was middleweight, NPC. I won my class, and I saw fitness like ESPN on ESPN2. I don't even know if that exists anymore. Right. And I saw like fitness competitions, which I was a gymnast and a dance background and an athlete as growing up. And I have 3 older brothers. And I saw that. I was like, oh my God, toe touches, freaking doing. There's certain moves you do in fitness competitions. It's not just the physique, routine, and interview. You know, it's like a not Miss America, but it was like, you know, it's combining your athleticism and your physique. Do you know what I mean? And your personality. And I saw that, and oh my gosh, I got my pro card, IFBB Pro Fitness in 1999 at Debbie Kruk. I'm aging myself. I was a big fan of hers. I did it in Florida. I qualified for being pro, got my pro card. That's all I wanted. And in competitions like that, people think you win money. You don't. You win a trophy. So all that choreography, I paid a choreographer. My music was $600. You know, my outfit custom made. I was dressed as Xena. I wish I can find this video. That's the video I sent in of all my competitions and me doing the news display. You know, like showing what exercises do on the news segment. I wasn't the host. I was the one that was just showing. This is for your triceps. That kind of stuff. I sent that in to WWF at the time, and that's when I got a call back. Kevin Kelly was the one that called me, and he goes, yeah, Jim Ross saw your tryout video and your tryout whole package. He's never seen something so professional. And I'm like, what do people send in? And of course, when I got into the business, you know, backyard wrestling, and it's just a crappy quality on their phone, or, you know, mine was VHS. And, that's how I got my foot in the door in WWF, you know, was that tape. And then Tori Wilson was the one, we became really good friends, and Trish Stratus, back in the fitness industry. And I met China at a health club in Crunch Gym in West Hollywood, and they charged her to come in. But, you know, West Hollywood, they get a lot of celebrities, so they don't comp anybody. They don't need to, right? I gave her a stack of cards, and she goes, oh, I have a couple friends that wrestle. It's Tori Wilson and Trish Stratus. She goes, oh my gosh, you have a good look. Have you ever thought about getting into wrestling? And I'm like, I think I can do what the guys do, like Rob Van Dam and Rey Mysterio, because I was a gymnast and I was an acrobatic, I was like a flyer, until I got signed and I was realizing how small the girls were. And I'm like, I guess I'm a base. I'll be the base. which saved my body way more. Doing the flying, aerial, all that stuff is damaging on your body. Honestly, I would have had a shorter career than being like them. You know what I mean? So I was thankful I was a bigger girl.
Were you one of the first people they signed without any wrestling experience?
I don't know
they
if I was
did with
one of the
Trish.
only people. No, because remember the Diva Search? Do you remember this,
Yeah.
Hannibal? The Diva Search, like they didn't have wrestling.
Oh, that was
background
before
either.
you?
That was after. Okay, that was after. But I got lucky, and I'm not tooting my own horn. I really got it on a silver platter. I know, like when I went to school, when I talked to Kevin Kelly and Jim Ross, I said, "What do you see me doing? Do you see me as a manager or a valet walking the guy to the ring?" Which would have been great, right? Easy on my body. And they're like, "We actually see you wrestling like China." So I Googled, it wasn't Google back then, pro wrestling school on my computer. And one came up, UPW in California, drove 2.5 hours. I said, "Hey, WWF contacted me. They want to meet me in 30 days. I thought you can learn how to wrestle in 30 days. I got my ass kicked. I got it handed to me. I did not know it was, I thought me being cheerleading and dance, it was a choreography and you memorize all the moves. It's not that. It's, you call it in the ring, like the old school way is like, I might start it like this. I might do this. I might, just listen to me out there, and that's a lost art when people can call it in the ring. I'll be honest with you.
Who was your actual trainer?
I went at UPW, and then Jerry Lawler came up to me because my foot in the door was the Godfather Ho. And of course, that's not what I wanted to do, but I was like, I got to get my foot in the door. And he was looking for 2 permanent girls to walk out to the ring. And they used to get the hoes. I hate saying that word. The party girls. That's what I told my parents. They got them from strip clubs. And if you're going to go to like certain areas, you're not going to get Vegas quality, so they wanted 2 permanent girls, and myself and the girl Mandy was the other when we were in the Save the Ho campaign, and her real name is Frosty. I don't know why they changed her name. That's a freaking amazing name. Frosty was a real name, and they changed it to Mandy. And I remember watching, and I remember Brooklyn Brawler, and he was like, "So what you think?" Like looking on the side, I was in the bleachers, and I go, I want to do that. I want to get in there and wrestle. I want to get in there. And he goes, "You should talk to them." So I talked to them, and then Jerry Lawler pitched the idea, "You should move to Memphis. It's a little old school style." And they had a school there, and it was WWE developmental territory, WWF at the time. And I went to talk to them. I think I should be moving to Memphis. They're like, "Oh, you're willing to move?" And I'm like, "Well, if it's going to make me better in the ring." They're like, "Oh, you wrestle?" And I go, "You guys, I go into wrestling school on my days off." Yeah, I am. I'm not expert or anything like that. And they had a meeting the following week when I came back for the Save the Ho campaign. They were like, "Hey, how fast can you get to Memphis?" And like, "When do you need me by? Can you move in a week?" My ex-husband and I packed our shit up, U-Haul, got there in a week, got an apartment where all the wrestlers live, Charlie Haas, Umaga, like all these big names, American Dragon, which is Brian Danielson. I still call him Dragon. He's like, "Man, you're the only one that still calls me Dragon." And I call Spanky, who is Brian Kendrick. See, I call everybody by their old school names. And it was a great school. And then that closed down. And then I got transferred to OVW. So my teacher was Regal, Tracy Smothers, oh my gosh, Jerry Lynn, Samoa Joe. And then when I got to OVW, the caliber of training stepped up. OVW is like it's like grad school. I was in class with Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, Batista, John Cena, Rico Constantino. Oh my gosh, Shelton Benjamin. Oh my gosh, who else was there? Everybody that was there made it on TV. So like when I always tell people, if you want to be a wrestler, there's a lot of sacrifice. You guys saw me cry last night. You sacrifice a lot. You don't go, "Hey, what's the school in my town?" No, if you want to be a wrestler, you go to the best school ever. You know what I mean? And Al Snow runs OVW now. And, he's the best, dude. He's really freaking amazing. But when I got to WWE, Fit Finley took on the women's division. And I'm going to tell you, dude, is no joke. He wrestled us like guys. It was really strong style, not stiff, safely snug. That's like what I like to say. But oh my gosh, Fit Finley is the one that made our division what it was. He took it serious. He got the girls probably as a joke. You get the women's division. Okay, I'm gonna make them killers. And so to this day, Fit Finley, amazing. A blessing for the women's division.
Would Brock Lesnar have been in that OVW class with you?
He was. Brock Lesnar was there too. Yes. God, there's so many names. I'm like blanking out. Like
Rene Dupree, maybe.
he was at HWA. I think he was after me.
Okay.
I remember meeting him. I think I just got brought up when he got brought in from Montreal, right? Montreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my. And Jazz got brought in, and Molly Holly was at MCW, and she got brought up. And then the school was, and then I didn't realize how blessed I was, going to that school. You realize, like, I'm sorry, I'm talking, I'm the eye contact, but how blessed I was to learn from such great people and the caliber. I remember going there the first day. They're like, "Hey, we want you to have a 10-minute match," and I go, "Oh, I never had a match before. I only ran in or did 2 minutes." And I worked with Eugene, Nick Dinsmore, Rob Conway was there, and Danny Davis, Jim Cornette. And they gave me a 10-minute, like, just go in there. It wasn't on TV. They filmed it. And you there's no psychology in this match. Just do all the moves you can do. And of course I was nervous, and that's when you rush and you get blown up and you get tired and exhausted. And after the match, he goes, "Okay, good job. We actually went 12. And I ran out and I puked. I was like, what the hell did I do? What business did I get into? I go, I'm an athlete. 12-minute match. I was like blown up to the gill. Like I puked. And I was like, of course we had to train after that too, bumping and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, they gave me a break. They're like, "Okay, hold on. We'll have you run the ropes." Running the ropes was my favorite because I was an athlete. And I was like going, "I love running the ropes. I love running the ropes. I can do this all day," until the bumping started. For you tell a gymnast to land on their back or their belly after a flip and all that stuff. We're not trained to do that. We land on our feet, poised and with the pose. And that was the hardest thing, was to learn how to bump. You just have to do it. And you're like, wait, land on my back, tuck my head in. Oh my gosh, my shoulder blades. And I remember running the ropes. Some of the ropes were tight, and having that big scar, the 2 ropes on your back, right? It's all raw. And it's no joke. I describe our business. I'm like, some of us are good actors. I'm a bad actor. I'm not good at promos, that do our own stunts. So when people say, "Is it real?" Maybe it's scripted. We know who's going to win and all that kind of stuff, but we're doing our own stunts. I'm not, on these action movies paying a stunt double to do my stuff. And also too, we get different camera angles. We get one shot. We don't get a retake. Okay, let's do that again. No, you're out there live, and God forbid we mess up. We're human. Things go, the ropes might be slippery. You slip. And of course that gets on the internet and going like, "Oh, she effed up on this move." You're like, dude or chick, get in the ring. You do it live in front of thousands and thousands of people, one shot, and get it perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect match, so I get why people say, "Oh, is it fake?" I'm not insulted when they say it's fake now. I'm like, I'm over that. I get what they're asking. Is it scripted? But it's not choreographed. You know what I mean? We know what the finish is. We know how we're going to start. We don't know what the hell's going to happen in the middle. You know what I mean? So it's a tough business. This is what I was saying last night when I got emotional, when people say, "Oh, my daughter's she wants to be a wrestler." And I'm like, you're on the road. These days it's 4 days a week. And now with the Diva, the show that they have on E, I mean, they don't have a day off. You're constantly working. We had 4 days a week. And we're not a baseball team or a football team that has off season to spend time with the family. You're working Thanksgiving, Christmas, So when I hear people saying my kid is going to be a wrestler, and I'm like, yeah, you're not going to see your kid very much. You're throwing them to the wolves. And don't get me wrong, I love what I did. I got to travel the world. I really appreciate what my experience was, and I'm still experiencing it. So still doing Comic-Cons and stuff like that, which I enjoy because I'm a nerd and geek at heart. And but they don't realize the sacrifices you make for the business. You know what I mean? And you choose that lifestyle. No one's forcing you. That's all these people chose it. So I'm blessed. I sound very corny, but it's a tough business. It's a tough business to get into and shine. Like when you're a rookie, you have to prove yourself that I'm good enough to be here. In the middle of your career, you're like, I got to change my repertoire. I got to prove that I still got it. As a veteran, you can't make a mistake. They're like, you've been doing this business for over 15 years. You can't make a mistake, but we're still human. So that pressure never ends. I don't care how long you've been working. I'm one of those people. I have to puke before my matches. I get a nervous belly. I'm almost about to pee my pants, and I'm shaking, and I'm like, oh my God. As soon as my music hits, I go in that dark space, like I'm going to kill you. But it's a lot of pressure. It never ends. It never ends. I don't care how long you've been in the business. If you're not nervous, get the hell out. I'm going to tell you, when I started doing the indies after I retired and asking people, are you nervous? Are you nervous? They're like, no. And I go, how am I nervous? I've been doing this 20 years and you're not nervous. This worries me. If you're not nervous, I'm like, I kind of second guess myself, like what's wrong with the scenario? But, that means you care about the business. You still want people to walk away from that match. Man, she's still a badass. Like she's still got, oh my God, she hasn't lost a step. And that's the pressure about getting older when you go back in the ring too, is you don't want to disappoint anybody, because age is a factor. In women, you can't wrinkle, gray hair, nails, can't gain weight. And like, it's a lot of pressure too for guys too. But the girls are like, wow, she looks old. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. It's a lot of pressure in this business, but I love it. Jesus Christ. It's an addiction. It's a drug. The adrenaline, there's nothing like it.
Have you heard about this new supposed mandate that they only want to hire girls that are either under 25 or 23 in WWE now?
This was a long time ago. I thought I saw an audition thing. Someone screen capped it and sent it to me. I thank God it wasn't my generation. I started the business when I was 30. So I was 29. And I remember at MCW, Memphis Championship Wrestling, they had a surprise party at what was it called? Crab Shack? Crab Shack, was that called? Do you remember? Yeah, that seafood restaurant. It was my favorite because the waitresses sang and danced. And they had a surprise party. And I remember Jerry Lawler at the surprise. I was like, I don't want to go sit in the back. It's too quiet. I want to see the people perform. And I didn't know they were so surprised. I was really pulling teeth. And I walked in there, surprise, all the students and everybody. Jerry Lawler was, he goes, how old are you? I go, I'm turning 30. And he goes, are you serious? Oh my gosh. So that's when I realized age was a factor, not because of Jerry Lawler, not that, but I didn't know. I looked better at 30 than I did at 18. I was into bodybuilding and I was more of an athlete. I was more healthy at an older age than I was younger. You know what I mean? So, no, I get it. They're young. They want a longevity career. I mean, like really, realistically, do you want to hire a 40-year-old where they already have back problems and knee problems, and then their first match, they tear something, and you invested a lot of money in these people, but it's it's a business, it's a business. I'm not one to change it,
There's many fans on here that want to know about the power bomb you took when you were playing one of the hoes, because they say it looked really devastating and realistic. Okay,
so I was a Godfather hoe, and Godfather, they had to throw one of the girls, me or Mandy, myself or Mandy. And I was like, I go to wrestling school, throw me through a table, which I didn't know was going to take me off TV. And they were sick. They were scared that I wasn't going to break the table. And I'm like, wait, Spike goes to the table, Spike Dudley. I think we weighed the same. I was like 160, 155. And I was like, I think I can break the table. It's a real table. And they said, just make sure she breaks the table. And he threw me up, and with all his might, he still, every time I see him at an appearance, I just want to say sorry for that power bomb. And I remember coming back and I sold it. Like, I did not move. And they were asking me, are you okay? I didn't talk because I was selling it. I just didn't want, I was so green. I was such a rookie. And I was like, I don't want to get in trouble for not selling. And came back, and the Undertaker I told Godfather, does she owe you money or something? And of course, after taking that big, huge bump in my career, right? I wanted to go out and celebrate. And they're like, oh no, you don't show your face. And I was like, whoa, this is not like a movie where, Tom Cruise isn't playing another character and you could go out and celebrate. This is old school mentality where you sell it. And I was in neck brace. And it took me off TV for a while, like a year or so. And that's when I was in OVW. And I'm like, I shouldn't have volunteered going through the table. But then I came back as a legit wrestler. I'm glad they waited so long. I got teased a lot by Danny Davis goes, hey, Lisa, you need to go home and pack. You got called up to TV. And everybody's like, yay, like everybody in class, oh my gosh. And I come back an hour later, or 2 hours later, and they're like, what are you doing? And I go, they changed their mind. It happened to me a lot, but I'm glad that they changed their mind because it was meant to be. You know what I mean? They had different characters in mind for me, like a Valley girl, because I'm a California girl, but I don't look like a Valley girl, like the stereotypical bleach blonde, and totally, even though I talk like that, but I'm glad they waited, because you're never ready. When you get the call up, you still feel green. You feel so green. And the pressure of going, they invested 3 years of me going, moving. I was getting paid to train, not very much, wasn't wealthy. But I thought I was being tested, but I'm glad they waited, because I wouldn't have been ready. If they brought me up a year into it, I would have been the shits, excuse my language, but I would have been terrible, and even though right now still, when I watch my matches, I'm not happy with my matches. I'm too critical. I'm like, oh man, that clothesline sucked, but that's how you get your craft better. You know what I mean? So
you hear the stories in those years that the male wrestlers had to go through some hazing and bullying sometimes with guys like JBL and Hardcore Holly. Was there anything like that with the females, or was it easier from that?
No, it's not easy. No, hell no. Are you kidding me? Hell no. I remember I got signed a 3-year contract. The contract was like, it's a book, it's a Bible, right? The contract, I remember having a lawyer. He goes, I've never seen a contract like this, but I get it now. But I remember going to the locker room with my gear bag, put it in there, and I'm very OCD. I set my makeup out, like foundation first, powder, like that, because I didn't think I was so new. I didn't think I deserved to get my makeup done, because I was still proving myself. And I come back to the locker room, my stuff is outside the door, and one of the girls, and I'm not going to name drop it because we're really good friends, said, sorry, this is for contracted girls only. And I go, oh, I just signed a 3-year deal. And I got my bag and I just rolled, and I got dressed in the janitor's closet at the arenas. And I was like, oh my God. And it was humiliating, but I get it now, because the Godfather hoes at the time were brought in from strip clubs, and things would be missing in the locker room. But I wasn't smartened up about that. So I get it now. I get it where, my wedding ring was stolen or something like that. I get like bringing some stranger, but I'll never forget Ivory, Lisa Moretti, Mandy, and we didn't know the road. We had to I remember getting that contract. They're like, congratulations, you're full time now. You have to get your own rental car and your own hotel. I go, is that a congratulations? I have to pay for my own stuff now, because we're independent contractors. And she came up to us, said, would you want me to travel with you? Let me teach you what the road is like. Like we get up, we'll go to Cracker Barrel or Waffle House, either do breakfast, or we'll do breakfast after we work out, go to the gym, tanning was the thing back then. There was no self-tanning, maybe pro tan, that kind of stuff. And she drove with us. And to that day, I remember, like, I always invited the rookies that got signed. Would you like to travel with me and show you what it's like? I took pride. I was the one that I got along with all the rookies. I don't care if you just last a week and you don't. I don't think any human should be treated like that. I'll be honest with you. I get it. Like, I was never in a sorority. I have 3 older brothers who would, over their dead body, if I would join a sorority. But I don't get that mentality. I think you should be welcoming and make it a good, pleasant experience. Like, what if this person tears their knee like in a month and they're like, wow, this was a shitty experience I had when I got brought up. They have that in their, and you know, that it causes a lot of traumatic mental breakdowns. And I just, you know, any job, like, you know, it's just like, Jesus, be patient. We don't know what the hell we're doing. It's a new lifestyle we don't not used to. You know, I was in college. I was a biomed student and did not think in a million years I'm going to be a wrestler. I thought I was going to go to med school. And just, you know, don't judge a book by its cover. That's what I always say, to don't judge. You know, we work hard. You know what I mean? If you're given that next step, like, oh, hey, we're signing her. We prove ourselves. You know, we try. Christy Hemme, for example, she was the Diva Search winner. She was my favorite. And I remember I wasn't on TV at the time. I was like still going to TV, but not used. And I go, give me Christy Hemme. I'll make her look like $1 million. I don't care if I look like an asshole. I'm a heel, bad guy. I don't care. Give me her. And I worked with her and we got, you know, we did house shows, live events. That's what they call it now. And we would get there 3 hours before with Ricky Steamboat, Fit Finley, Regal, Lance Storm, all the guys, like most of the known guys, like the legends would come. Arn Anderson, like, would come in and help watch us. Like, okay, you need to do this, like, you know, because Christy Hemme didn't come from wrestling either. And I didn't either. So I was like, the patience of working with someone new and being gentle. And I was, you know, a lot of people on their last matches, you know, like Candice Michelle, my last match, and that was for Tommy Dreamer at House of Hardcore. I want to wrestle Lisa, Victoria. They don't call us, no one calls Sis. I want to wrestle Sis. And I was very giving in the ring, which was a double-edged sword. I was way too giving sometimes, but you know, I was very patient. If something goes wrong, I don't get pissed off. It's, you know what? We got one show, keep on going. No one knows what we're doing out there. Just keep on going. You know what I mean? So the longevity of my career was being, I think it was being with the rookies and letting them shine. I didn't, you know, like, you know, I would never like question why am I losing this match? Hello, it's a show. You know what I mean? But why this new girl winning a match? I have a problem with certain things in the business. But we're all there to better each other. And as they say, you're only good as your opponent. You know, it's not just one person. Like, you were awesome, but she was the shits. It's both of you. I don't care who you are. You both make each other look good. After the match, you say sorries before the match. Sorry if I laid it in a little too hard, but we're live TV and HD, like when it turned to HD. Sorry now at the end. Thank you so much. Thank you. And you have your best matches with your best friends because of trust issue. I'm putting my body on the line and I'm protecting you. I'd rather hurt myself than my opponent, you know?
Jack Thompson is wondering what it was like working Madison Rayne.
Oh, awesome. She was a good freaking, her promos. Oh yeah, it was fun. She's so tiny too. It was so tiny. And then when I got brought back with her, they were asking, my contract expired in TNA and they didn't know. They're like, okay, here, we got your contract, resign it. And I go, hold, I got to get my lawyer. Like, hold, I'm not going to just sign the papers here, you know? And so they waited. And, how do you want to come back? And I'm like, oh, I'm not coming back as the same character. And I was like, I was an Undertaker, Mark. And I was like, I'm going to come in on a motorcycle. I want to come in on a motorcycle, but I do sports bike and dirt bikes. Like I was motocross back in the day. And I was a Honda fan. And they're like, okay, can you bring your bike? And I go, well, I don't have a bike. My brother worked for a Japanese import-export company and reached out to Honda. And I was a Honda fan because when I went to motocross, I'm aging myself. Ricky Johnson was my idol, and he had a feud with Jeff Ward, and that was Kawasaki, was it? The green Suzuki? Okay, I think it was Kawasaki. And I wanted a Honda. He reached out to Honda, the president of Honda in Japan, Victoria-san. Oh my gosh, I'm a big fan. So I got my bike donated to me. I just had to pay taxes. It wasn't exactly free. I still had to pay taxes. And I got that bike, and they were like, what bike do you want? I go, whatever you're going to give me. I wasn't a prima donna. I wasn't very high maintenance. I go, whatever, I'm game. And they sent me my bike, and I felt like freaking Undertaker. Yeah, I was huge Mark. And that's how Undertaker's the one that pulled me aside. He goes, come here. He was in the bleachers watching us work in the ring, like prior, like just, we always work in the ring with Fit Finley, and just to work on our craft. Like, I need to add something. What can I add? Like, I need something between, I need another move, not a fancy move, just something evil. And Undertaker was up on the bleachers, and he goes, come up here. And I'm like, oh no, what did I do? What did I do? Did I fuck up? Excuse my language. Got up here. He goes, you know who you look like? I don't look like it now, but was younger. I had long black hair. And he goes, you look like Black Widow, the pool player. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you. I actually watch her. And I spiders on every outfit. Black Widow. Jeez. If Undertaker said I look like Black Widow, I'm Black Widow. Dude, I'm taking it. And so he's the one that came up with my gimmick a little bit. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
There's been a bunch of fans on here that want to know if there's any other memories of The Undertaker you could share.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I have a lot. He's so great. I'm honestly, he's very intimidating. He's a giant guy, and he's really funny and witty. And so I was there for a long time. So I felt like the barrier was down, and I used to ask him, hey, are you doing that old school gimmick when you climb on the ropes and do that? And he goes, probably. And I go, oh, let's take it out of our match. I go, are you doing Tombstone? Okay. And I'm like, and I would come back and I go, I was like, we were early in the match, and then he would be the main event. And I would come back and go, follow that mother effer, follow that match as a joke. And everybody would go, I can't believe she's joking like that. But we crossed that barrier. I was older, and I was in the business a little longer. But when I left, when I asked for my contract, I had 2 more years on my contract. I asked to be released because like fans weren't believing my character. And I was like, I want to leave loving the business, and I don't want to be a bitter vet. I don't want to be these people that bash the business. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Like when people come up and bash WWE to me at Comic Cons and stuff like that, and I go, do you realize I was there 10 years? Like that was, what? They let me travel the world. They put food on my table. I get to sell pictures of myself, still WWE gear. I'm wearing my Royal Rumble like at every appearance. You know what I mean? And it hurts. Of course, I just listen. I'm like, they're bashing my company. Like, what do you, come on. It's like belittling your mom and dad. What are you doing, dude? That's my mom and dad. I can badmouth them, but you don't badmouth them. But what was my point here about, where was I going with this?
You were talking about The Undertaker, and somehow it ended up to there. Well,
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Man, okay. Well, I was just old news. I was there for a long time, so I got to like break the barriers, and I was considered one of the boys, which is it's an honor to be one of the boys. You're not looked at as this rookie chick. And it was, man, I had a great career, dude. I really like now when I do these interviews, really makes me fucking appreciate what I did. Like, I'm still friends with all the people I work with. I talk to freaking Melina Perez every single day. ODB, I talk to every day. We have this Voxer thing. It's our old school little app that we do walkie-talkie. It's old. We get made fun of. Tommy Dreamer, Chavo is one of my best friends. Carlito, like, Tori. We send each other pictures of dogs because we're dog lovers. But I remember someone telling me, actually Tommy Dreamer told me, you're lucky to walk away this business with 5 people. You can count on your hands, 5 people that are your good friends, and they're going to be your friends forever. But I'm telling you, people that get in the business, kindness goes a long way. You treat everybody with respect. I don't care if you've been in the business a month or how many matches. You don't treat anybody. You don't belittle anybody. And so that was, I tell you, just be nice. And I'm still friends with 20. I got to count, like, I'm two palms how many freaking friends I have. But, it's, Kelly, Katie Forbes and Rob End. Like, I've been lucky where I still keep in contact with everybody and, see how they're doing with the family and stuff like that. I love what I do. I mean, I'm very appreciative of what I did. My body hurts. My body doesn't thank you. But when I talk about it, I got to really, really explore, like, experience life, I don't like being an adult, though. I'll tell you that.
Neither do I. That's why I'm
a big kid trapped in a 50-year-old body. Big kid.
Now, because you bring up Tommy Dreamer, he kind of got screwed recently. I don't know if he knew what he was really commenting on, but he ended up losing a job over it. I don't know how much he was getting paid, but what's your thoughts on all that? He's
a great guy, and he is one guy that loves the freaking business. He's one of my best friends. We always call each other soulmates because I'm a female, he's a male, but we're the same personality and same psychoness. I'm on this top 5 psycho list, along with Iron Sheik. You hear this, Alex?
I love it.
I'm not crazy.
I worked with him in Mississippi in 88.
Wow. Okay, but he's a good guy. He has just passion, and he's not going to he's always going to have, like, wrestlers back. So I don't know if it got taken out of context, but I didn't watch it. I just saw what the Twitter feed is on the Dark Side of the Ring, right? Is that what the show is called?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't, people always, you can paint a freaking UPS worker, dark side of UPS. There's always going to be a dark side. You know what I mean? It's and I love Ric Flair. He's one of my, I remember I marked out, he watched my match. He goes, oh my God, your wrestling is, and I go, you watched my match? Holy freaking A, Nature Boy watched my match. And imagine, like, a legend watching your match. You're like, I didn't know if he watched girls' matches, because we were always either popcorn match or, the opening, that kind of stuff, like just the special, like the pillow fights and stuff like that. And man, he's helped me so much. I was married 21 years and I got divorced, and I went to him to ask for marital advice. I don't know why I'm asking someone that's been married how many times? 6 or 7? 7 times marital advice, but he was always, he used to always.
And he also says he had sex with 10,000 women. So how many days was he faithful?
I don't know. I never saw that. I never saw that side of him. I'll be honest with you. He was always very respectful to me. And, but I remember I remember him asking, he goes, you're married? And I go, 21, was married 21 years and I got divorced. He goes, how the hell you do it? And I go, my parents were married their whole entire life until my mom passed away. And I didn't believe in divorce. And also I have, the Jewish guilt, just like Italians and, and Greeks, like you get married, you're married for life. So I didn't believe in marriage. We should have got divorced a long time ago. We're really good friends. We're actually very good friends now still. But I was like, I don't believe in divorce, man. I go, and, but sometimes it's a good thing. You know what I mean? But he always kept me, even though his advice wasn't what he went through, because he learned through bad experiences, right? But I love that guy, dude. Yeah. I don't watch Dark Side of the Ring, so I couldn't even tell you what channel that's on. I have Netflix and Hulu.
Yeah. And not a lot of people actually watch it, I don't think. It doesn't get great ratings.
It doesn't. What channel is it even on?
Vice. Vice.
I don't even know that channel.
Yeah. Do you have any stories about Ric Flair you could share with us?
Pardon?
Do you have any stories about Rick you could share with us?
Oh my gosh.
He's a very popular subject on this channel.
I love the guy. Okay. I remember staying at the hotel where the TV hotel was, and I would sneak by and go, "Is Ric Flair down there? Is Flair down there?" Because he would never let me go upstairs. And I go, "I need to go to sleep." And I go, "I'm old." And of course, you don't tell Ric Flair you're old. He's older than I am. And he goes, "Victoria." He called me Victoria. "Come down here. Come down. Come down." And I go, "Oh no, I just want to go to sleep. I just had a hardcore match, or it's like something like brutal." And I'm like, "Oh no, you can't say no to Ric Flair, because his stories are amazing." And, but he really took me under his wing. I felt like I was Charlotte, or Ashley. He treated me like his daughter. Like he was always so proud of me and very positive influence. And I remember, okay, another story. Hold on. Listen, Alex, you got to hear the story, dude. Okay. So I was in the ring because all of us girls used to work out in the ring a lot just to, we never just got ready and get ready for our match. We always, is anybody out there? Okay. Let's ask him to watch me do this headlock takedown or something like that, or arm drag. And, Ric Flair goes, "Hey, Victoria, come in here." We locked up. I put him in a headlock, shot him off. I tackled him, drop down tackle. You remember, that's old school. Like, okay, boom, he bumped for me. And he goes, "Okay, go ahead. And I go, I can't believe you freaking bumped for me." I marked out, fucking Ric Flair, dude. Fucking amazing freaking wrestler. He's a legend. I don't care what anybody talks about him. I love that guy. I love that man. Very, very inspirational and helped me with my career and believed in me. But I marked out when he bumped for me on a tackle. I went like this and he goes, "Okay, go ahead." I go, "Is anybody watching this? He just bumped for me." And they started laughing. And I go, "Oh my God." Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Charlotte? It seems like these days there's like a lot of heat backstage amongst the divas.
There is.
There's been a few incidents recently, but obviously she's one of the most over females they have on the roster.
Can I tell you, when I went back to the Rumble, I said, "Actually, hey, we're going to the bar. There's a bar, and it's old timers, Rick and Shane McMahon, Mickey James, myself, and a few other people from our generation went to a bar." She goes, "Oh no," and then Rick goes, "Good luck. I've been trying to get her to come out with me for years. She doesn't go out. She literally works, goes back home, eats clean, gets up early, trains, and if she's getting heat for being so great, I don't follow the scoops like the wrestling sites and stuff like that, especially the ones that badmouth the company, or wrestling in general. She takes it serious, dude. She's a freaking athlete, man. I don't know what heat you're talking about, but she's freaking amazing. And also too, dude, you're following Ric Flair's footsteps. You cannot. You're following a legend and an amazing wrestler. You cannot screw up. You have to be the best of the best if you're going to follow your dad's or your mom's footsteps. Careful when you have a last name like Orton, or DiBiase and stuff like that, and AEW. I'm blanking out because it's early.
Yeah, 10 a.m. is
yeah,
early.
You know what I mean. You
wrestlers.
got to step it up when you have a legend's back their last name.
Yeah.
You can't. You have a lot to prove. There's a lot of pressure. I wouldn't want a last name of somebody else.
Yeah, it has its advantages and disadvantages for sure. Josh wants to know if Bruce Pritchard or Vince Russo was better and creative, in your opinion, and what is your thoughts on Dixie Carter?
I got along with both Bruce Pritchard and Vince Russo. I love those guys too. I really do. Great talent relations guys. So when people badmouth them too, I get a little bit insulted because, they took care of me. And Jim Ross was the best talent relations guy on the planet. Freaking amazing man. Dixie, yeah, okay, yeah. She really didn't know much about wrestling. I think she just, I don't want to badmouth her, which I've done before, which shame on me. I'm like, wasted energy. Don't badmouth anybody. I just think it's wasted energy. This is why I hate social media. People want to badmouth you on social media, and watch Social Dilemma, you guys. that movie on Netflix. Change your life about watching, being so freaking scrolling on your, like, how many likes did I get? How many of this? What does this person think of me? Who cares? Be happy with yourself. But Dixie, yeah, that's why she hired people that knew the business. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And some, I guess, took advantage of her. There's a fan
I
on
don't
here
know.
that
I don't know
says, "Is
about
there
that.
anyone that
I
you
don't know
don't
about
like?"
get taken advantage of.
Oh,
I
I
never heard
mean,
that.
like using her money for maybe not giving her the best advice.
I don't know. See, I didn't know what happened about being closed doors. You tell me what match I'm on. What do you want the finish? I'm going to kill this opponent. I'll give you a good match. I don't, yeah, I don't like the behind the scenes. I want to know people face value. I just want, if they're a good friend to me, I'm happy. Okay, go ahead. You're going to say something. I cut you off.
Oh no, this person says, "Is
I
there
know,
anyone you don't like?"
No. I'm a people lover. Although
That's
I always
good.
say I need a shirt that says I like. The more someone said this at a Comic-Con because I'm an animal lover. The more people I know, the more I love my dog. Is that great? Isn't that great? No, I'm telling you, kindness pays off, you guys. Yeah. This is why I have a lot of friends in my life, but I'm still, I do notice like what people are shocked about. I'm very I like being home with my dog, watching my shows, my Attack on Titan, my Squid Games, my anime. I'm a big nerd. I like to be home with my dog and at home. I don't like going clubbing, like to go to a restaurant. And if I have to do my face, put makeup on, that's not my outing for me. I like to be home in my muumuu with pimple cream and my hair in a bun.
You mentioned you're friends with Melina earlier. I would say I'm friends with her somewhat too, and she's my favorite diva. Any stories you could share about her?
God, it's too many. We talk every day. We Vox. It's a walkie-talkie, right? We probably talk 30 times. We go back and forth, right? Her and I, we start the day off. I was just telling you this morning, huh, Alex? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I said, and Nick, I told you this morning, Nick. Sorry, I said Alex and Nick. Okay. That we start the day. Good morning. You can actually, Melina talks, right? Good morning. What do you have today? Do you have cameo shout outs to do? Do you have to go to the post office to ship stuff from your store? Okay, we keep each other accountable and we start the day positive because there's some, social media, I'm telling you again, people are really mean. They can be really mean and we're still human, like I'm super sensitive. So is Melina. And we just kind of keep each other in check, like keep positive mojo with each other's life. And we're both dog lovers. So yeah, she's funny. I'm doing WrestleCade in November. And the reason why she's doing it is because I'm doing it. And ODB goes, "Are you doing it?" "Yes." "Okay, I'll do it." "Gail Kim?" "Okay, I'll do it." So it's like a reunion when we do these Comic Cons, like WrestleCon, WrestleCade, like all these wrestling conventions, LAX Fan Fest. It's a reunion. So we get to catch up and have girls' night and, just shoot the shit. That's why, like, when you see, like, I have a show, I'm a cheap plug, God TV show on YouTube, Mickey James, SoCal Val, myself. We just drink wine, shoot the shit, and interview our friends, and just, this is how it is when we're back in our hotel room. You're experiencing what, of course, we put our makeup on, but, this is what happens behind the scenes. They're like going, "Wow, what did you guys do last night?" Hung out in one of our rooms and just gossiped and, just chit-chatted and just no makeup and just hang out in our pajamas. People forget that we're pretty normal people. We're really normal people. We have bills to pay. We're, and jobs to do and stuff like that. So yeah, we're human.
And speaking of Melina being a dog lover, I actually met her dog.
I know.
She brought it to a convention. Have you ever brought your dog to autograph conventions?
I tried twice, never again. I took it to Canada. I took Levy to Canada. Oh, you want to hear my ringtone? Down the road and back again. Heart is true. Golden Girls. And oh yeah, she used to bring her dogs on the road. I brought Lovey, my Chiweenie, twice. One was Canada. I don't know how people travel with kids. You don't know if someone next to you is going to like an animal. So that thing, and then, don't forget the reason why I got her service. We're alone on the road. You come back to the show, it's lonely. We're back in our hotel room. We might go out to dinner with everybody, which is my favorite thing, is going out to dinner after a show and get to know new wrestlers and, oh my God, remember this time, remember this and that, which no one really does anymore. It's changed. It's a lost thing. That's part of the bonding experience, is getting to know your friends that you work with, not just in the ring and at work when you're on, but it's hanging out. But I took her 2 times, and one girl was like going, "Oh, I give her some of my Big Mac meat," and I go, "I don't feed her that junk. I can eat frozen burritos and frozen Hungry Man from Dollar Tree and the 99-cent store. I cooked my dog's food because she was a rescue and I didn't know what health ailments. I know, I'm psyched. I don't have kids, you guys. Melina and I don't have kids. So our dogs, we're those crazy dog lovers. I did it twice. The doors, they don't shut all the way. Tori also brought her dog on the road. It was having a child. Let me take him out to the bathroom. I had to focus on my work. So yeah, I don't know how people do it.
I know you worked with Daphne in TNA. She had that tragic passing recently. Could you talk at all about her?
We had her on our show, God TV. She was in high spirits, and we actually stayed on. We got done filming, and we Zoom called Val, myself, and her just to catch up. And yeah, it's such a tragedy. You don't know what people are going through at home. You know what I mean? I think in the wrestling life, it's a facade. We always have that smile on, but really we don't know what's going on in their personal life. I just wish she had someone to talk to, or, a therapist that was, not to blame a therapist that they didn't do their job, just to know that she's not alone. We're all struggling with bills. We're all going, we're all experiencing life and adulting. Adulting sucks. And that's a hashtag right there. Adulting sucks. But I just wish she just reached out to us more so. And from her demise and Ashley's, I think it brought all of us girls and friends together. Hey, I just text you to say I love you. Lillian Garcia, just texting you to say I love you. That's such a freaking positive, waking up. It's very rare, right? To get those kind of text messages. Usually oh my God, did you see this post on Twitter? Jeez, come on. But it brought us all together. You're not alone. There's 1-800 number for suicide hotline. McFoley used to work for one for rape 1-800. For rape victims. He worked for. There's a lot of people out there. You're just not alone. It hit us hard. Really hit us hard. Shocking.
We only have about 6 minutes left, but
6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on. Now 5 minutes. He's going, shut up, Lisa.
I'm sure the fans like to watch you dance, though.
I like to dance.
So, but a lot of the fans, they want to know about Trish, Mickie James, and Lita. So could you fit a blurb about them in 5 minutes?
I don't know what they want to say. If you want to know about
how
Mickie
it was
James
working
and myself,
with them, and which did you prefer working with the best?
Oh, nothing. I don't have favorites, you guys. When everybody goes, tell me your favorite, everybody has a different style. Gail was a flyer, Molly Holly a grappler. Trish and I beat the shit out of each other. And I had a lot of favorites. My fun match, everyone's shocked that my favorite match was I was a sumo wrestler and I had that big bodysuit. And they're like, that's your favorite out of all the matches? And I'm like, the girls were almost peeing their pants because I used my mind going, they're not going to be able to lift my ass out of this ring. I'm going to win this battle royal. I'm going to win this. I thought I used my brain, right? And I go, this outfit weighs a ton. And of course I didn't win, but it took 2 girls, Tori and Kelly, but they were spinning me around. If you go back and watch the match, Mickey, Tori, and Barbie are spinning me around my back. And the referee is going, you have 4 minutes. 4 minutes left to the match. You need to get out. And I'm like, you guys, and they're crying, almost peeing their pants. And that was more of a not serious match, that who cared what happened, more of like less risk of getting injured on that match than a hardcore match and stuff like that. The fun matches like ODB and I and Mickey James, we would try to make each other laugh in the match and break character. That was our goal, was like going, say something stupid in the ring. And like, those were the fun matches. People don't see that. Our hair, thank God for our hair, covered a lot of jokes, inside jokes, like stuff like that. So I got along. Yeah, Lita, she just texted me, just thinking about you. I'm just wondering how is everything okay? Yes, thank you so much. You know what I mean? So yeah, I know you guys, I'm very corny. I get along with a lot of people. Wasted energy to be negative. Social media. Watch Social Dilemma.
You were married 21 years, but did you ever go out with any male wrestlers? Now we see it happen a lot. The divas dating males.
It wasn't loud in my day. If you were dating someone, it had to be on the down low, because if something happens with that relationship, are they going to be mentally okay to have this match? You know what I mean? It wasn't, you know, you don't advertise if you're dating a wrestler there unless you're already known to be dating. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's bizarre, because I remember watching Diva. What's the Bella twins? What's the
Total Bellas or Total Divas?
Total Divas. When I said, I go, oh my God, we were not allowed to date each other, and I was like, oh my God, and yeah, it's nuts. But you know what? You're on the road more with these people; they're your family, than your spouse is at home. And then when you're on the road 4 days a week, correct me, right? Your loved one, or you're married, your significant other, it doesn't get this makeup on. They don't. I don't want to talk. Take my clothes off. Hibernate in my room. Not a chit chatter. I got to do my laundry. I got to go work out. I got to get ready for. I travel in 2 days. I got to get all this stuff done, and get back on the road. So the ones at home you should really feel sorry for, because we're so on the road. It's not just for that match. As soon as you go through that door, you're on. You know, like it's. I'm ready to go. What match do I have? Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. What promos do I have? Do I have a backstage segment? That kind of thing. But the people at home suffer a lot because we're exhausted. We're tired. And we're doing our own stunts. My body hurts. I need to take a bath. I call it Lisa time. Don't come in the bathroom. I need to soak in my Epsom salt and my baking soda and just soak for 15 minutes and just not think, you know?
I've never heard of soaking in baking soda.
Pardon?
What does the baking soda do?
It's good for your skin and sunburns. Thank you, Trey. Big shout out to Trey. He's the one who Googled baking soda is good for sunburns, because I live in San Diego and I was getting sunburnt a lot. But we used to tan back in the day. But back in the day, I didn't use baking soda. I just started using baking soda, but it's really good for your hair and skin. Don't forget, I'm 50, you guys. I got to do anything to help the wrinkles.
Well, whatever you're doing, it's working. You did return at the Royal Rumble recently. How was that Royal Rumble experience?
Oh, my God, dude. They called me 2 weeks before. 2 weeks. I haven't wrestled. I don't work out anymore. I don't go to the gym. And I'm like, it's in 2 weeks. I didn't have gear. I have one gear, that black one that we were selling on the virtual signing, my last gear. I'm like, I can't wear that. I've worn that so much. I don't have my fake nails. I don't get Botox. I don't get filler. I don't have my lips done. I don't have my hair extensions. I don't have my red streak. And I called Mickey and SoCal Val. Just got a call from WWE. And I got at that 203 area code. I didn't answer. I go, I had PTSD. I go, why are they calling me? Oh my, did I post something I was not supposed to post? I got scared. And then Mark Carano was the one that, we want to bring you back for Rumble. And I go, when is it? 2 weeks. And I go, I went to go buy a recumbent bike. That doesn't help you for the ring, getting ring rust off. And I was puking all day, crying, very emotional. I was very happy, but I'm one that gets super nervous. And I didn't want to let any of the fans know, like down. I didn't tell my family I was going to it because I didn't want them to go on Facebook going, hey, did you make it to Florida okay? Oh, no. Oh, she's at the Rumble. So I didn't tell anybody that I was going. Tori came up to me. She goes, oh, my God, you didn't call me and tell me you're going to be here? And I go, I didn't tell anybody. I wanted it to be a real surprise. It was special though. I cried. Yeah. And when they said they're like at the rehearsals was just to find out what number we're on. When they said, okay, Victoria, you're number 10, and everybody started clapping, all the girls, and I thought they were not gonna know who I was. And they're like, let her get her shit in. And I'm like, I get to get my shit in? Wait, what? I get all my moves? And I had to ask Mickey, what are my moves? What moves? What am I neglect? I go, what other moves did I do? And I start crying. I'm like, oh my God, I get to get all my moves in. I was beaten up though. I didn't post on social media for 4 days because everybody was like going, are you okay? You haven't posted anything after Rumble. I go, I need to be alone in my bed and recoup. I was so beat up from doing nothing. You can't prepare for wrestling in 2 weeks. That's what I'm saying. It takes years.
Many people have asked about the Widow's Peak, how you came up with that finisher.
I did not come up with it. Roderick Strong, Molly Holly went to an indie show, saw Roderick Strong do that move. She came back and she said, Lisa, I have a finisher for you. And she goes, here, put me up with a power bomb. Hold me up. Okay, hook my neck. And she goes, drop to your butt. And I go, what? Your neck, your knees. And we did it. Everybody popped. Vince was out there, Vic's man, and he goes, and then Molly got up. She goes, do you like that for Victoria's finisher? And they're like, are you okay? You okay? Because it's so devastating looking. And did it. The first person to take it on TV was Stacy Keibler. And yeah, so thank you, Roderick Strong and Molly Holly, for making my career. And I call it Widow's Peak because I have a Widow's Peak because they wanted to shave my head to be a Demi Moore character. What's the movie you said? G.I. Jane. And I was like, I am not Demi Moore. I'm not going to shave. My finisher is called Widow's Peak after my hairline came up on the spot. That's it.
And you had that tattoo theme song, all the things she said. How did you end up with like a legitimate
They brought me in the office.
song?
They brought me in the office going, we have an interest song. And I go, well, I got to get fit. We have to go to a signing, huh?
You know, Hannibal.
What's Chef Boyardee doing there?
Oh, listen. You know what? It's my birthday.
Happy birthday!
And I'm sick of looking
Give
at
him the Widow's Peak for his birthday, please.
I'm sick of hearing you. I'm sick of looking at you. Your monotone voice is over with. Don't want to hear it anymore on the birthday. Keep it to yourself. Arrivederci, dork.